was I saying about calling someone crazy or delusional? It was that we all have all of these little delusions to varying degrees, and we all feed on each other's delusions. We all feed on each other's energy, and we all feed on each other's stories, even if we believe it, even if we don't. Because at some point there's this cognitive dissonance that we know something is not true. At some very deep level, we know that this is just not happening, this is just a story, this is just a fantasy, but we still feed into it because it's more comforting for us to believe that this is true than to understand that we know nothing. So we keep feeding each other all of these ideas, all of these delusions of grandeur, all of these fantasies that someday we're going to be rich, someday we're going to be millionaires and successful, and we're going to have all of these things, and then we're going to be happy, and only then will everything be complete. And we have this vision of what it will be like. But we know on some deep level, we know on some level that that is not true. And it's only when we recognize that this is just a fantasy, this is just a story that we tell ourselves, that we can concentrate on what really matters. And what really matters is what is here and now. What really matters is what we are doing. What really matters is what do we feel right now. Are we feeling comfortable with ourselves right now? Are we feeling happy? Or are we feeling like there's something missing, like we should be doing more? Like there is this splinter in our mind between what we should be doing, what we truly want to be doing, and what we think, what we believe, what we tell ourselves is the right thing to do. And because of the splinter in our mind, that we all have this little cognitive dissonance, it's very difficult for us to sometimes figure out what is the right path to go on and what is not the right path. Which, there is no right path, there is no right way of doing things, there is no ultimate purpose that we need to follow. There is the path that we are on, and as long as we follow from that path and learn from it, then we are on the right path. Because if we are ignoring what is going on, if we are taking the blue pill, if we are giving in to these delusions, to these ideas, to these stories of what is supposed to happen, then we are not learning from our environment, we're not learning what is real, we're not paying attention to what is true, we're paying attention to what is not true, to the story, and we're not learning, we're not bettering ourselves, we're not getting a better understanding of this.
Is it because it's a coping mechanism?
Absolutely. This is all a coping mechanism because as limited people, we don't have the capability to fully understand everything going on around us. We now have science and we have very exact tools that can predict to varying degrees what will happen. And thanks to these tools, we can create technology and guitars and lots of very cool stuff that improve our lives. But ultimately, we still do not understand how things work. We don't have a full comprehension of what this world and what this life is about. And because of all of this unknown, then we want to fill in the gaps. We want to fill in a story. We want to fill in a narrative of what our lives mean, what this world means, what is going on around us. And sometimes this narrative can contain many elements of truth, but ultimately every single narrative is going to be only partially true to varying degrees, because we will never have the absolute true story. And until we do have the absolute truth, then everything that we do not know is going to be filled in by our own coping mechanism, our cognitive bias, our ideas, our stories of what it should be.